Hey y'all, this is Murphy. He is a miniature poodle, but a little on the larger side. It's kind of in between a miniature poodle and a standard. You're like in the middle. There needs to be another size, huh? And he is the sweetest thing in the world. You are the sweetest boy. Yes, he is. He gets a very short haircut. So we're gonna go ahead and take you to the bath. I'm just gonna take your stuff off. You've got the cutest little eyes. His eyes are so close together, but they're adorable. Okay, you ready to go get a bath? Okay, look at those feet stretched out. What are you doing? You're just dangling your legs out there, huh? Okay, in the tub. There we go. You have pretty teeth. All right, let's do with his head. All right, you want to shake? You're not going to do it, are you? Not going to shake. I wanted you to do it for me. All right, I'm going to try to tote you this way. There we go. Right in front. Somebody took my... I don't know why they're taking my loop off. I'm going to get somebody. Here we go, Bubby. Sorry. He looks like a little old lady with one of those, what do they call those, handkerchief on their head. It's so cute though. You're adorable. Let's get dried. Okay, my little man. Here we go, Murph. Come here, right on the hip. Here we go. There you go with those legs out again. Okay, in you go. Or on you go. On the table. I love you, Murphy. All right, let's trim the hair out of your ear canal. You are the best boy ever. You're so good. You're a joy to groom. Okay, we're going to clean the ears out. Does that feel good? Oh, that one's a little... That ear was a little dirty. Does that feel good? You barely see your eyes till we do that. Because you got dark eyes and that black face, it's hard to see it. Okay, let's do your nails. Come this way. I'm sorry, I didn't let you smell it. Okay, meet your approval. Thank you. You just wanted to approve it, huh? Okay, back foot. Good boy. I need to shave out your pads with a 40, and then we'll do clean feet on you. Your mom likes clean feet. You know what's coming, don't you? I'm gonna make sure to get all that hair out from under there since we're doing clean feet. It'll be less forced to cut on the top side. Now I'm just going to take the 40 blade and go this direction toward your toes, just to kind of make my line where I'm going to do your clean feet. I'm going to do it right there at that pad where it stops, that back foot pad. There we go. And we'll come back and clean that up in a minute. Same thing on this foot. I actually go in between the pads pretty well on a clean foot so I don't have to do so much on the other side. It does help clean it up. Murphy is so good about getting clean feet. A lot of poodles fight you over it. It makes it unpleasant for you and them. Murphy is perfect. You're a perfect groom dog, you know that? Groomer's dream, I like to say. And we'll do a 10 on your sanitary. Armpits. And I'm doing a little bit more severe armpit shave because he's getting a 10 all over anyway on his body, so it's not going to matter if I cut too much off under the armpit. Good boy. Kind of hard to see under here. He's so dark. The reason I'm not switching clippers, for those of you that don't know, is because this is a 5-in-1. And it goes from a 9 to a 10 to a 15 to a 30 to a 40 blade. You just have to adjust it. It's an awesome little tool. I was about to do your armpit again. Murphy anticipates what I'm about to do and assists me, don't you, buddy? Because you're so good, you have to be careful in the armpit because you can cut that skin that sticks out. so I don't press too hard when I'm doing it. Usually I'll just scoop in the armpit if I'm just doing a longer length. It's just to kind of keep it from getting matted, because the friction where they walk causes the matting. Okay, buddy, I'm gonna have to stand you up a little bit so I can make sure your sanitary's clean. Good boy. I know you're so tall when you stand up. And I'm going further down the leg on the inside than I normally would too, because he's getting a 10 all over. And I'm already using a 10 for the sanitary, so just double checking myself, because that looked really naked. I am doing a 10. I think it's because the hair grows in a different direction right there, so it makes it look a little more naked. Sometimes you'll see that on the chest, because the hair will grow up instead of down on the chest, and you'll have a bald spot there. You have to be aware of that when you're shaving the dog down, or it makes it look like you made a bald spot. All right, now let's see. Let's do your clean feet before we do your face. All right, for clean feet, I use a 15 blade in reverse, so we're going toward the toes, and you have to be real careful not to cut the webbing in between their feet. But Murphy's so good. I just kind of spread the toes apart, just carefully. Watch where my clipper blade is. Plus he has black toes, black feet. It's hard to see. And I just do the same thing on all 4 feet, making sure that the blade does not get hot. So I'll touch it in between each foot. If it's getting warm, I'll just spray it with cool lube, which also disinfects, cleans, oils. You getting tired of holding your foot up there, buddy? Balancing on 3 legs, huh? And you're so good at it. Your core must be really strong. Mine could use some work. All right, come here. I don't need you to turn. Where are you going? Okay, we got to do this awkward foot, because this is my awkward side, because I'm right-handed. It is definitely not fun to do clean feet on a dog that is constantly pulling their foot away, because it makes you concerned that you're going to cut, you're more likely to cut in between the webbing. So it's a little more stressful. I say that Murphy is my reward dog for all of the difficult dogs that I groom. Grooming Murphy's like a walk in the park compared to some of them that I groom. He's just a very stoic gentleman, aren't you? All right, Murphy. Oh, I still have one more foot to do. I forgot. I saved one of the easy ones for last. I usually do them in succession as I work around the dog, but I wanted to get that awkward foot out of the way. I tend to do that. The things that are hardest for me is what I usually do first, to get the unfun stuff out of the way before I can do the fun stuff. It's kind of like doing your chores before you go have fun. Almost done, buddy. You have done an excellent job. Yes, you have. Okay, that foot looks pretty. It does. It looks pretty. Now, he gets a clean face, and I use a 10 on the face for pet grooms anyway. I mean, some of the poodle groomers use a 40, but I'm a pet groomer, so most of my clients prefer not to have it really naked. Usually on a clean face, you'll just do a V, like where the bottom of the ear is to here, from the bottom of the ear. And that would be where you would leave it. But since he's getting a 10 all over and I'm using a 10, I'm just going all the way down. Or I'm going down further than I normally would. His mom likes a low maintenance haircut, so I don't blame her, because Murphy's hair is very thick and it would be difficult to keep it combed out. There would just be no way. Most people's lifestyles don't allow for all that brushing. I know mine doesn't. I don't have dogs now that have to have haircuts, but when I did, I kept them really short, because the last thing I wanted to do when I got home was brush after doing this for a living all day. I know a lot of groomers like that. They'll get dogs that barely need any grooming done because they don't want to do it to their own dogs, or their own dogs look like caca most of the time because they put their dogs last. I used to have to write mine in on the schedule and take a spot up just so I would get them groomed when I had dogs that needed haircuts. A little trick for the groomers there. That's how you block out a space for your own dogs. And do it before you get booked up. I remember when I first started grooming, doing clean faces made me so nervous. Getting around their eyes and their mouth. But with time, you get used to it. The nervousness goes away. I suppose it's that way with anything that you do. Plus, I trust Murphy not to make any sudden moves. Been grooming you for a while. I don't know how long exactly, but I think he used to come to the old shop. We moved over here to this shop probably 5.5 years ago. And he was coming to us when we were at the old place before we moved. Hold on, I don't know how many years you were coming there. Let's check and see how old you are, bud. Normally I would hold their mouth shut because some of them like to lick when you're doing that. And you do not want to cut tongue because it bleeds like crazy. Ears, tongues, all those kind of things really bleed easily. All right, buddy, right here for me. Okay, clean face is done. Let's do your body. I'm gonna get my bigger clipper for this part so I can cover more territory faster. And this is a 10 blade, so he's getting the shortest length today. I'm just real careful around the throat because of those two tendons there. Those can get caught in between the clipper blade and you have to be careful not to cut that. I've seen a lot of groomers cut that. I don't tend to have a heavy hand anyway. I don't press really hard, but it's easy to get it caught in between there if you're using something like a 7 blade. It's real bad about catching things. 7 blade seems to be the one that's the easiest to cut a dog with. Ooh, buddy, you are going to be nude. This is the first time we've gone this short on him. His mom wanted to go down to the shortest length. We were doing a 7, which is one step up from the 10. One good thing about doing a poodle too is that you don't have to do a lot of back brushing on the body because the hair stands out. And if you're doing a good job the first go, you shouldn't have to go over it again or do any back brushing on the body to get it even. Especially not with a 10 blade. You're so tall. I'm gonna have to actually raise my thing up so I don't have that. Oh goodness, I hear thunder. Do you hear it? I bet that doesn't even bother you, does it? Oh, I don't need to do your feet. Thank you so much though. Well, I can do your leg. I'll hold your foot to do your leg. I swear you are the most cooperative dog that I've ever groomed. You're gonna be a little naked boy. That's all right with you though, isn't it? See right there on the chest, right here. It looks a little shorter because that hair grows in a different direction. It grows up instead of down. But it's okay. Your mom won't mind. You got rolls back there. I can't, with you turning, I'm catching the rolls. I need to stretch your skin out so I can get a smooth cut. This is really short on you. You don't have a whole lot of undercoat. Come here, it's okay. I'm gonna have to come back to the front part there because you got rolls going on. Oh my. Yeah, I don't know that your mom's gonna want this quite this short next time. Because this is really short. I mean, you have thick hair, but skin is really short on you. I always go down right here where the tuck up is because you don't want to catch that skin that hangs right there. And if you go this way, I've seen groomers cut right into that and slice the dog wide open once. Just checking the blade, make sure it wasn't hot because it will burn their skin. Murphy also gets a banded tail, which means I'm going to shave up to this part and then put a palm at the end since his tail is so long. That's like the nicest looking tail for him. Sometimes they'll have a bottle brush tail where it looks like a bottle brush. And it's just personal preference most of the time. Most pet parents know exactly what they want. So groomers just try to give them what they ask for, even though it may not be something we prefer. It's not our dog. Even though I feel like you're my dog, huh, Murphy? I feel like you're my baby. You are definitely getting a smooth cut. I'm gonna switch the blade, even though it's not hot, just so I don't have to worry about it on the other side getting hot. So we'll eventually have to switch it anyway. All right, and when I was drying you, I saw a skin tag over here, so I want to make sure that I know where that is. I'm just going to scoop some hair off, not close to the skin. There it is. And try not to cut that skin tag off. That's the good thing about washing and drying your own dog instead of having a baiter, that you can see things on the skin that the baiter might not think to tell you. So everyone here does their own baiting, and that way we know what to tell the pet parents that we see. If they have a skin condition, that tells us what shampoo we need to use. And it helps us avoid skin tags. Avoid skin tags, I didn't say that right. Sometimes we see fleas. I've worked in both situations where I had a baiter and where I didn't. And I prefer to do the dog all the way through. It's a better bonding experience on top of you getting to see things with their skin. One of the really good things about taking a dog to a groomer is that I know over the years we have seen things that needed vet attention, and we were able to alert the pet parent, and they may not have necessarily seen it because we see things that they don't look at, like inside the ears, most people don't look at. We shaved a dog down once and it had spots on its belly, and we told the pet parent that it looked like bruising. It wound up that she had a blood disorder when she took her to the vet, and the vet said that we essentially saved the dog's life, because without the hair being shaved off, she wouldn't have seen it because the dog was black. I try to keep most of my hair in the trash can because it becomes a slip hazard when it's on the floor. If you hit a piece of hair, wad of hair, and go slipping and sliding, no matter how good your shoes are. You always put up for me, buddy. I try not to get into a rush. I schedule my dogs far apart and work on one at a time. It's less stressful for me. It's less stressful for the dog because then I'm not rushed. Dogs feed off whatever energy they're around. So if I'm stressed, they'll be stressed. And they don't act better when you get aggravated with them. They act worse. So I try to stay calm. I am human. Sometimes I do get frustrated, but I try to keep it in check because they're not doing it on purpose. Dogs are just being dogs. Just being dogs. They don't know what we want them to do sometimes. And if dogs bite, it's not personal. It's their way of communicating. They don't like something. They can't slap your hand away and say, oh, that scares me, or oh, that hurts me. So biting is their way of communicating because they don't speak our language. Even though they understand some of our language, don't you? You do your tail. I almost forgot your tail. Still a 10 blade. Shave it to the part where we want to make your palm. On the end, you are so perfect. I don't believe I've ever groomed a more well-behaved dog on the table. He's good for everything. All right, bub. Okay, I'm gonna do your tail first. I think I'll use my curved. I have some curved thinning shears. They're kind of in between bulk and thinners for the tail, so we can get it round. That's good, buddy. You can stay right there. Mat rake. I feel a little bit of tangle in there. Someone's barking their head off. All right, let's comb it out. So I'm just gonna go around and kind of shape it up. And his mom likes a really short top knot on his head. So I'm gonna try to make his tail as proportionate to that as possible. Don't wanna have a big poofy tail and a little short top knot. Say that would look weird, wouldn't it? Just weird. Oh goodness, thundering. Bad thing about that is some dogs are really nervous in storms, and it makes it difficult to groom them. They poop and pee in the kennels and you have to rebathe them. It's a whole thing. Some get stress diarrhea from it. I think Murphy's pretty secure, so he's a very well balanced dog. I don't think he has an issue with the storms. I just keep going around until it looks like a round ball, and that's about it. Comb it one last time just to make sure. You don't have any strays poking out somewhere? All right, like I said, there's the end of your tail. I want to make sure I'm not getting your tail. Always know what you're cutting. I don't cut what I can't see. Okay, and that's pretty good. Okay, now you can turn back around, good boy. Also, Murphy's mom likes the outer part of his ears really short. So I'm gonna put a 30 blade and a 1/4 clip comb over the top of his ears. He doesn't like the poofy ears. Like I said, low maintenance haircut, huh buddy? I'm just being careful to hold it flat so we don't catch the end of it in the blade. Yeah. So not quite shaved, but pretty darn close, huh? As pet parents, we do tend to demonize our dogs, and since it's so hot and humid here, pet parents feel like the dogs are hot too. And, you know, mostly all they do is go outside to potty and they come right back in. Most of them don't stay outside, but pet parents are like, if I'm hot, they're hot. So most of them want their hair cut short because of the heat. If you do take them out for walks and stuff though, you know, I guess they would get hot that way. Some dogs' hair though protects them against the heat. Also against sunburn, so you have to be careful about that. I'm just edging the ear with my curves. She likes it really tight on his ear. So I'm gonna get it pretty close. I also hold the end of the ear leather to make sure that I'm not getting the scissors on anything but the hair. You are smooth. You see him anticipate me coming around. He picked the foot up to hand it to me. I saw him shift his weight so he could pick the foot up. I don't know many dogs like that. You're a people pleaser, aren't you? Okay, this foot. Sometimes that's a good thing, bud, but just don't lose yourself. Okay, you can put the foot down. I'm just gonna make sure I got everything smoothed out back here. Okay, everything else looks great. Let's get your top knot brushed out. Your mom wants it pretty short. I know, I'm just brushing it out. He looks funny, huh? You look like a hippie. I'm just gonna take my curves and scissor around till we get it the way we want it. She likes a really short, round top knot. You know, some poodles get that stuff on the sides and all that. It's really pretty, but I don't have anybody that does those fancy haircuts. Boy, you do have a poofy top knot today. It is really poofy. So poofy, in fact, I'm gonna take my chunkers and take a good bit of it off because your mom wants it really short, so let's just cut some of it down. And then we'll come back and shape it up with my curves. See, right around there would be the size I would leave it if it were, you know, left up to me to do it. But his mama wants a short one because she doesn't want to have to brush it, and that's fine. So we are definitely not judging that. I have to be careful because I can't see your eyes because they're black. All right, buddy, I think that's about what your mom was wanting. Don't want to take it too short or you look like Beetlejuice with a little bitty head and a big old body. I think that'll do. Now, let's clean it up with some curves. My curves are my favorite shears. I use my curves for just about everything. About the only time I use my straights are on the front legs sometimes if they're long-legged. But I'll even use my curves to do the front legs sometimes. I don't know why. We don't know, do we, Murph? The top knot usually starts right at the top of the ear, the corner of the eye back to the top of the ear, if you're doing one that looks like this. If you're doing one of those fancy poodle heads, then it's not the case. The top part would be a lot wider. Come here, buddy. I have some groomers who work here that do some beautiful poodles, and they do some amazing scissor work on them. I don't do big dogs anymore, so I don't get a chance to do those. I can't really handle the big dogs anymore. They pull me around the shop everywhere. So most of the time when you see an odd looking haircut, don't be so quick to judge because it may be what the pet parents asked for. It may not be the groomer's fault at all. We're so quick to judge groomers. I try not to be, but a lot of people are. Like, oh, they didn't do such a good job on that. Well, might have been something the pet parent asked for. Because I know I've been asked to do some really strange things over the years. And sometimes I would tell them, please don't tell anybody where you got your dog groomed, because they're going to think I don't know what I'm doing. We worry too much about what other people think, honestly. Always seeking approval from people we don't even know. It's crazy that we do that, isn't it, Murph? We've got the weirdest little curls right there in the front. I think we're going to call it, bud. That should be short enough for your mom. You're a handsome boy, you know that? All right, let's put your harness on. You have to be a genius to figure out how these things go on sometimes. Every time you think you get them figured out, they get a new type, and you have to learn all over again. And trying to find the perfect harness is a lot like trying to find the perfect purse for women. We're always looking for the perfect purse. At least I am. Okay, and let's put your little bandana on. Got you a pretty red one with paws on it today because you're so black. This red is going to look super next to your hair color. Okay, Murphy. Oh my goodness, I love him. He's such a good boy. All right, you ready for your close-up? And that's Murphy, the poodle. He's such a good boy. Say thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Go spread some kindness, and I'll see y'all in the next video.